Byanyima urges government to release incarcerated Dr. Besigye on bail to seek specialized treatment in Geneva.
When he has recovered, he will return here and face the case against him.
Police urge newly elected LC leaders to handle minor disputes. Lawyers caution LC leaders against handling serious offences.
Which is outside the mandate of the chairperson LC1.
Over the 30 households we've visited, we found over 20 cases, alive cases of cancer patients.
Cancer cases spark multi-sectoral investigation in Bunyangabu as officials probe possible environmental causes.
The radiation levels were quite higher, actually were almost on average 2.5 or 3 times.
We are already discounting prices for these clean energy technologies.
And the good news is Uganda has stepped up a clean cooking drive to reduce biomass dependence.
It will help in reducing on the overconsumption or abusing of the forests.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Victoria Sibia.
Good evening, I'm Victoria Sibia Sabatani with Jagwe Michael on the sign language. Now, let's get started with our stories tonight. Off to Parliament. Parliament is tightening controls on legislators' travel, with Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa announcing that members of Parliament will no longer undertake trips lasting more than 7 days. The move comes as Parliament seeks to strengthen accountability and ensure public resources are used efficiently. During an induction for government whips and the Committee on Government Assurances, Tayebwa also challenged legislators to closely track government programs and commitments.
Closing induction programs for government chief whips and members of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation in Entebbe, Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa challenged legislators to move beyond making recommendations and closely track the implementation of key government commitments. Tayebwa tasked members on the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation to set clear timelines for monitoring government performance and warned against accepting generic responses from implementing agencies.
Focus on results, not just activity. Please, focus on results. Track not only whether an action was taken, but whether it achieved the intended outcome for citizens. An assurance to construct a road is only fully implemented when the road is completed and usable.
Tayebwa also encouraged legislators to identify and pursue long-standing and funded priorities, particularly those affecting service delivery.
I request you, let no one come and give you a generic answer, which is, the generic response, which is, the matter is being handled. That language of government is disturbing. We are in charge.
He also disclosed that Parliament would tighten controls on legislators' trips, saying that MPs would no longer be allowed to undertake trips lasting more than 7 days as part of the efforts to promote more responsible use of public funds.
Committees had a shortfall of 10.6 billion on travel, okay? So when you see us telling you that you take around 6-7 members, you are supposed to be taking 4. So already we have integrated that budget into your travel. And also we've put very serious restrictions. 1, no more travel for benchmarking that exceeds 7 days. 2, the chairperson and the vice can never travel together.
The issue of the carrot and the stick, and they have clearly said the funds that go to the office of the government chief whip is very little.
Government Chief Whip Gen Ruth Acheng emphasized the importance of effective coordination, discipline and teamwork among government whips in ensuring that government business is efficiently handled in Parliament.
Right, Honourable Speaker, we have very many, but the whips would also love to be given an opportunity to speak so that their constituents see them.
Meanwhile, Chairperson of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation, Francis Zake, raised concerns about absenteeism and other challenges affecting the effective execution of the committee's mandate.
The problem of attendance of members It is crucial. We are about 30 members right here in this committee. We are supposed to be 30. It is unfortunate that we are not even half that number. And that's what happens in the committees.
The two induction programs were aimed at equipping legislators with knowledge and skills needed to strengthen parliamentary oversight, improve accountability, and ensure that government programs and assurances deliver measurable results.
And now, police have urged newly elected local council leaders to take up their responsibility of resolving minor disputes at the village and parish levels, saying failure to do so often adds unnecessary pressure on police stations. The call comes with legal guidance that local council courts must operate within their defined jurisdiction. Lawyers warn leaders against handling serious offences or cases beyond their mandate, which could expose them to legal action.
Following the election of leaders at the village and parish levels, police say it is now time for newly elected local council leaders to take up their responsibilities, particularly in handling minor disputes that fall within their jurisdiction. Police say many cases reported to them should first be addressed through the local council justice system, which could help reduce the burden on police stations. The division community liaison officer at Central Police Station, Stephen Mukombe, says police receive more than 10 people every day reporting minor cases that should ordinarily be referred to local council leaders.
Somewhere says they had lost interest. That's why we could find everything was coming to police. Let them build a strong team in their villages, security.
Local council leaders we spoke to attribute the tendency by residents to bypass village courts to limited awareness of their mandate and jurisdiction.
Government implements and sensitizes the people about how powerful, how strong the LCs are, then I think with local government we shall have a more developed country than the one we have for now.
Lawyer Elias Tumwebaze says the law clearly defines the jurisdiction of local council leaders and the types of disputes they are authorized to handle. These include minor cases such as small debt disputes, trespass, damage of property, contractual disputes, assault, and other minor offences. He adds that local council courts also handle civil disputes governed by customary law.
There are family wrangles, or there are separation issues, or parentage issues, or there are family conflicts over the customary area. The local council courts have the mandate to handle such cases.
However, lawyer Tony Galandi says problems arise when local council leaders attempt to handle cases that fall outside their jurisdiction. He says they should not handle serious offences, cases including large sums of money, or offences that attract severe penalties, including life imprisonment or the death penalty.
Cases like defilement, cases like rape, cases like aggravated robbery, those are capital offences. When it comes to civil matters, cases like land matters that are involving land titles, those are high cases and they require a lot of evidential proving, which is outside the mandate of a chairperson LC1.
The lawyers also warned that local council leaders who deliberately act outside their legal mandate risk facing legal action for interfering with or obstructing the administration of justice. They say while members of the public need greater awareness of the local council justice system, the newly elected leaders themselves also require adequate training on their roles and legal limits.
It is dangerous for the local council to try and connive and try to suppress such criminal offences, especially which are of capital nature.
These LCs should be trained on what their roles are and where does their mandate extend.
Well, we do have our opinion poll today, and we asked you a very specific question. Go ahead and answer that. Hashtag NBS Live at 9. That's on X. The question is, how best can LC leaders execute their mandate without overstepping their jurisdiction? I would love to hear your opinion on that particular question this evening. You can go ahead and answer that. Now, moving on from that, the wife to four-time former presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye, Winnie Byanyima, has asked the government to release her husband on bail and allow him to have access to specialized treatment and rehabilitation in Geneva, Switzerland. Speaking to the media at their Kasangati home, Wakiso district, Byanyima said the government shall continue to be held accountable for the life and health of Dr. Kizza Besigye, who remains sick in prison.
Days after continued routine of in and out of Luzira prison giving care to incarcerated Dr. Kizza Besigye, his wife, engineer Winnie Byanyima, has tasked the state to afford Besigye a temporary relief for his family to treat him and restore his life.
Release Dr. Kizza Besigye on bail and allow me to take him to our home in Geneva so that we, his family, can care for him, he can see the specialist he needs and recover.
Byanyima states that Besigye cannot run away from justice.
All those are his rights. We are not begging. When he has recovered, he will return here and face the case against him.
In a press interface at her home in Kasangati, Byanyima indicated that she cannot tire from demanding for freedom for Dr. Kizza Besigye, stating that his health calls for accountability from the government and this cannot stop even in his death.
I'll keep demanding, not only demanding that he is given opportunity to be rehabilitated and to recover fully. They may deny that. Dr. Kizza Besigye may die in prison. I will continue demanding for accountability for the life of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Many Ugandans will continue holding them accountable for his life.
She explains that while Dr. Besigye was taken from Mulago prematurely, he remains very weak, unable to talk, indicating that he still requires support. Byanyima reveals that Besigye's sisters are taking turns in Luzira day and night to support the sick Besigye, citing his slow recovery.
Dr. Kizza Besigye needs rehabilitation and specialist care. That place where he is doesn't have that range of services that were at Mulago Hospital where he was. But they chose to remove him from Mulago Hospital and bring him to a cell and keep him there.
Dr. Kizza Besigye is facing charges of treason, allegedly involving in actions to overthrow the government of Uganda. In a statement issued on 11th August 2026 by the Uganda Prison Services after Besigye's 10-day admission at Mulago, the prison spokesperson Frank Baine said that Besigye is continuing with treatment under the care of the prison's medical team.
And now let's move on to some health. The Ministry of Health, together with the Uganda Cancer Institute, has launched investigations into the reported rise in cancer cases in Bunyangabu district, with preliminary findings pointing to possible environmental factors. A multi-sectoral reported in the district.
The investigations into the reported surge in the cancer cases follows concerns raised by the area Member of Parliament over what authorities described as growing burden of cancer in Bunyangabu in the district. From 5 health facilities sampled by the team, more than 80 people were found to have sought cancer treatment over the past 2 years.
Then Fort Portal, the Regional Referral Hospital with 13, and Kabaroli with 9 cases. So in total, we have looked at 80 cases.
The community case identification exercise also painted a worrying picture of the 30 households sampled. More than 20 had at least one living cancer patient.
Over the 30 households we visited, we found over 20 cases, alive cases of cancer patients, while 8 of them had died. And all of them had the confirmation that actually they had the cancer. But the good thing, all of them were receiving treatment.
Cervical cancer emerged as the most common type, amounting for about 47% of the cases identified, followed by the breast, colon, and esophageal cancers, among others.
Followed by cancer of the breast, then prostate, colon, esophagus, and then others.
While the team has not established a definitive cause of the reported increase, preliminary findings have raised concerns about the safety of drinking water in parts of Bunyangabu.
Find a garden is there. You find we found out like some streams, tomato, and we suspected people are spraying it, and the pesticide could even directly intrude into what? Into these water sources, and people take it directly.
The team also detected radiation levels above the national average of 0.2, prompting further investigations into possible environmental exposure.
Bunyangabo, or the western part, has a number of minerals, and these minerals, they contribute to the background radiation. So you realize that in all the areas where we inspected or where we assessed, the radiation levels were quite higher. Actually, were almost on average 2.5 or 3 times the background in the country.
Water samples are being tested for mineral elements, while soil and food samples are also being analyzed to establish whether environmental factors could be contributing to the cancer burden. Health workers are, however, urging residents to prioritize early screening and diagnosis, particularly for the cancers that appear most common in the district.
You say if a man 40 years and above should screen for prostate cancer once every year, you just go and screen. Don't wait to feel when you're unwell. That we call it a screening test. If I say you're a woman, you're 25 years and above, once in every 3 years, going to screen your cervix, irrespective of your HIV status.
District authorities are now calling on the Ministry of Water and Environment to urgently explore ways of providing communities with safe drinking water.
We expect the Ministry of Water to quickly address the challenge of water, because the results are clearly showing that our water is not good. Most of the water sources are not good for human consumption.
They are also asking the government to consider establishing a regional cancer center to improve access to specialized cancer screening, diagnosis and treatment services in the Rwenzori region.
The Bunyoro Toro sub-region, we need a center, cancer center, so that our people are shortened on the distance to move to Kampala.
Opening regional cancer centers. Current for the Western Uganda, we have in Barara. We have for the Eastern Uganda in Bali. Then you have in Arua and Gulu. Those ones are complete, and then other sub-regions which are not yet tackled will also be looked at. A way of solving this problem.
And now, on a more celebratory mood, the Indian High Commission in Uganda has joined the Indian diaspora to mark India's 80th independence anniversary. Indian High Commissioner to Uganda urged members of the community to take pride in their heritage and ensure it is passed on to the future generations.
The Indian community in Uganda joined the Indian High Commission in Kampala to mark India's 80th independence anniversary. The milestone celebration paid tribute to India's journey to self-rule in 1947 and honored the nation's patriotism, culture and shared heritage. At the center of the celebration was a call for the Indian community to embrace its diversity and preserve its cultural roots for generations to come.
My message, I lauded the Indian community for its contribution to the society as a part of the new government of Uganda after the January general election. His Excellency the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni appointed a member of Indian community, Honorable Sanjay Tanna, as Minister of Trade, and also we have one member of Parliament, Honorable Shyam Tanna from Tororo municipality, who has been elected. And the Indian community has been doing very well. I encourage them to contribute more socially to the local economy.
The Indian High Commission to Uganda Upenda Singrawat urged the community to ensure that India's rich heritage remains alive.
And also to work as brand ambassadors of India for to create closer link between India and Uganda. And they showcase, the Indian community showcase the various diverse elements of Indian culture. I also asked them that they follow the local norms and immigration and on all the consular issues, following both the laws of India and Uganda.
Feedback brought to you by. In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
You know what it is? It's one of my favorite times to read what you had to say today on our poll question. How best can LC leaders execute their mandate without overstepping their jurisdiction is the question that we're asking tonight. We have a response here from Derek, who says, maintain transparency and accountability. Decisions involving community resources, development projects, or local priorities should be discussed openly and properly recorded. That's what Derek over there is saying. Now, let's see what's more to come.
More to come, brought to you by
Global Paint. How? For the seating. For us, we use Global Mat.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ko NCBA Bank. Chigwa kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank. Go for it.
Well, in more to come tonight, residents living on Lake Bunyonyi's island in Kabale district are increasingly concerned about the growing risk of drowning. That and more will be coming after the break.
Come and join us, guys.
Some moments are just for you.
Just you.
Flavor with a zest.
Wow, that's amazing.
MTN voice bundle. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100*21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
Hello, Mr. Mkasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
That is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the salary went a bit high.
Why?
Because
The paint we use is of good quality, so the place gain the value.
Which paint?
Global paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use Global Mat, and for the inside walls we use Global Silk Vinyl.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use Global Weather Coat Emulsion so that the walls don't peel. Hey.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount, and the place becomes humidity.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
New Tusker Premium Cider. Crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
My name is Bernadette Nambika Ruhanga. I'm the director of the National Curriculum Development Center. I'm inviting you all to the second International Curriculum Conference that is due to take place on the 20th and 21st of August 2026 at Speak Resort Mnyonyo, and we shall be discussing matters related to a globalized future in as far as curriculum is concerned.
Swans Avenue present Vinca Live and Loud. It's going to be an endless hit. Tune on Friday the 21st of August at Lugogo Cricket Oval. So grab your ticket right now on the Momo app or dial *165*20#. The Vinca Live and Loud concert is brought to you by Swans Avenue, Bell Lager, and Uganda Warji. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health. Not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Nice.
Yeah, nyabo.
You wanna make tasty food and sales. You wanna do that doesn't steal. Can't Sika de buto one night. Nailo afro ya Sika de buto one night. Can nengano ya night.
Cook better, sell better with Nile Healthy Cholesterol-Free Cooking Oil and non-sticky wheat flour. Nile, yenyabo.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to NBS Live at 9. Now, a section of newly elected LC1 chairpersons is calling for a broader role for village officers, moving beyond the traditional focus on issuing recommendation letters and authorizing documents. At one village in Mukono district, the new leadership says the LC1 office should become a center for community mobilization, service delivery and local development. The village LC1 chairperson Solomon Seranja says the office must respond to resident needs and contribute to improving their livelihoods.
For 3 days, the Bamutakude Village Executive Committee has been in a retreat, developing a 5-year strategy and outlining how the new administration intends to improve service delivery to the community. Village LC1 chairperson Solomon Seranja says one of their key objectives is to challenge the long-standing perception that the role of an LC1 chairperson begins and ends with issuing recommendation letters and affixing the official village stamp.
The LC1 is the president of the village, and therefore we need to plan for the villages. But because we leave these positions for the people who we think are uneducated, for those that we think are drunkards, for the list of us, for the list of people in our communities, we will reflect that at our villages. So I think that mine was to start a conversation that even the elites, people who have gone to school with bachelor's degrees, diplomas, PhDs, should come and serve their communities and transform their communities.
Local government experts say such initiatives should not be considered unusual, arguing that service delivery and community mobilization are central to the mandate of local council leadership. However, they point to a growing perception that village offices have lost significance among both communities and government due to limited facilitation and institutional support.
Seems to be not clear on the next plan of action because many of them have already received stamps. You cannot hand over stamps to someone who is not trained.
The challenge comes when they are viewed as a secondary unit which doesn't deserve a lot of attention, yet actually they interface with the majority of Ugandans at the localist level.
Since the conclusion of the LC1 elections, some newly elected chairpersons have immediately assumed office and begun engaging communities, while others are still awaiting the tools and logistical support needed to effectively perform their duties. This has renewed calls for government to strengthen capacity building and provide adequate support to village leaders as they take on their responsibilities.
Government, maybe this is one of the areas where they should have put a little facilitation, maybe at a sub-county, facilitate or a division, facilitate a town clerk to organize the new leaders. Give them some basics, even if it's a 3-day meeting. Give them some basics in how to handle some of these matters.
For Seranja, the initiatives being undertaken in Bamtakudi are intended to demonstrate what is possible when village leadership moves beyond administrative functions and deliberately focuses on local development. He hopes the approach can serve as a model for other communities.
So I am convinced that when we have the right leaders who think that they need to improve their villages at the core of the village public administrative system, then we will change our villages. And once we change our villages, we will change our parishes. And once we change our parishes, we will change our sub-counties and eventually the district. It will be a lie for us to think that this country is going to change at parliamentary level, at national level.
Uganda has more than 72,000 villages, each governed through the local council one structure.
That was a very passionate Solomon Seranja over there. Now, moving on to residents living on Lake Bunyonyi's island in Kabale district are increasingly concerned about the growing risk of drowning as strong winds continue to capsize canoes who used as their main means of transport. With police acknowledging limited marine police manpower to respond to emergencies, communities are now calling for more life jackets, rescue equipment and stronger safety measures to prevent further loss of lives.
For many residents living on the 29 islands of Lake Bunyonyi, Africa's second deepest lake, canoes are the most common means of transport. Residents rely on them to cross the lake to access essential services such as schools, health facilities and markets, as well as for business. However, natural occurrences such as strong winds, coupled with human-related accidents, continue to put canoe users at risk of drowning. 20-year-old Rebecca Ndamwesiga, a resident of Chevu village in Kabale district, recounts a terrifying experience when she set out for the lake with one of the area's primary school head teachers. She says strong winds suddenly swept across the lake, reducing visibility and capsizing the canoe they were traveling in. Ndamwesiga says she spent hours struggling to stay afloat and calling for help before residents heard her cries and came to her rescue. The accident claimed the life of her fellow passenger. Although she was later treated at a nearby health facility, Ndamwesiga says the experience left her traumatized and fearful of the lake. Residents say strong winds are a major threat to people traveling on Lake Bunyonyi, particularly during the dry season, which peaks between June and September. The winds can destabilize canoes, making crossing particularly dangerous.
The time when we have the tough time for crossing the lake is mostly during the dry season, between June and September. That's mostly when we have the strong winds, and most of the the accidents that we have, 95% of the accidents with the canoes is because of the strong winds.
Divers say the danger is compounded by the fact that many residents have little or no swimming skills. This leaves them vulnerable when canoes overturn and passengers are thrown into the lake, as they may be unable to swim to safety without assistance.
When we are swimming, we swim people how to rescue themselves, but still, sometimes people drown when they are very far, and if they don't know how to swim, then getting a rescue becomes a problem.
Residents are now calling on government and other concerned authorities to provide more life jackets and strengthen safety measures on the lake.
If the government would make this program clear so that at least many kids and students and people know how to swim, then it would be very much easier and would save, I think, many lives.
Kigezi Region Police spokesperson Nelson Tumushime says more than 30 people drown in Lake Bunyonyi annually. He adds that 9 people lost their lives in June and July alone after strong winds capsized boats.
For us, we are actually worried about the increasing cases of drowning on Lake Bunyonyi.
Tumushime says police continue to engage communities through sensitization campaigns and other measures aimed at reducing drowning incidents. However, he acknowledges that Marine Police's response to accidents remains limited due to inadequate manpower deployed on the lake.
And where the Marine is stationed, we really need to add more manpower, especially in areas like Chemvu.
For communities living across Lake Bunyonyi's islands, abandoning canoe transport is not an option. The lake remains their link to schools, health centers, farms and other essential services. But without adequate life jackets, effective rescue services, swimming skills and stronger safety measures, every journey across the lake continues to carry the risk of tragedy.
And now to this, the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has asked the government to rather repossess the 49% shares held by the Libyan government in the National Housing and Construction Company to end sanctions crippling the state housing entity. Appearing before the Parliamentary Committee on Lands, State Minister for Housing, Persis Namganza, says the sanctions are affecting budget allocations, blocking capitalization and scaring away credible investors willing to partner with National Housing.
Officials from the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, led by State Minister for Housing Persis Namganza, appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Lands to discuss the status of Uganda's housing sector.
We talk about something to do with funding, Honorable Chair. People say that housing is not a priority.
It was in this meeting that the ministry asked the government to consider repossessing the 49% shares held by the Libyan government in the National Housing and Construction Company in order to end the continued sanctions that are crippling the entity.
Is for government of Uganda to urgently repossess the 49% shares held by government of Libya in National Housing and make National Housing and Construction Company Limited 100% GOU owned.
Because of the challenges they got as a country, they stopped injecting money, and now National Housing has not been able to stand and finance its own development.
The officials told legislators that the Libyan sanctions are not only affecting budget allocations to national housing, but are also scaring away credible and competent investors willing to partner with the company.
Which sanctions over years have limited budget allocations for housing?
And I still believe it's the Libyan government.
We have put the ministry to task to immediately bring forward proposals up to the light for us to find a way of quickly maybe going the tropical bank way or identifying any stakeholders who have powers of attorney from the Libyan government so that that problem is resolved.
The ministry also decried poor funding to the housing sector, saying government needs to inject 3 trillion shillings with an annual budget allocation of 500 billion shillings to enable the construction of over 5,000 housing units annually.
Every year, in and out, we have zero budget. No money is allocated to the housing sector, despite of the needs of this sector.
Minister Namganza also expressed concern that the Ministry of Finance ignored her advice and imposed new taxes on construction materials in the financial year 2026-2027, a move she said is hurting the already struggling housing sector.
Spice up your breakfast with Prestige margarine, easy to spread and fortified with vitamins A, D and E. In the original and vanilla flavor, turning everyday moments into quiet indulgence. And now, a delightful new experience unfolds. Introducing Prestige Fruity, a luscious fusion of creamy spread and strawberry flavor, bringing everything you love into one simple, delicious layer. No extra spreads, just pure fruity satisfaction in every bite. Prestige margarine, sprayed it, taste it, love it. Available in all shops and supermarkets nationwide. Distributed by Chapa General Enterprises, located at shop number 3, Rafik Building, Chikuwo, Kampala.
Uganda is moving forward. And at the heart of that movement is the most extensive fiber network in East Africa, with more than 15,000 kilometers of fiber and over 5,000 telecom mast sites. Soliton Telmec is the backbone that enables Uganda's telecom and digital infrastructure, connecting government services, businesses, homes, universities, hospitals, banks, villages, and telecom masts. We don't just build networks. We maintain and commercialize critical infrastructure that supports national development. East Africa's leading fiber company, connecting Uganda with the most capacity. Soliton Telmec, building networks for life.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
The parent is Tuliahebwa Dixon. And the child is Ani Tuliahebwa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha ishe watu yahebwa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana amashemero magonka MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyigasta igana kaga ni 5 sta munana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo muchisheri zagwije wanje ninga nchaka ni kubasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
This is not just a run. This is a movement with purpose. Join us on 30th August 2026 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds for the Cancer Run 2026, starting at 6 a.m. Also taking place simultaneously in other districts across Uganda for the completion of the one-stop cancer center at Nsambya Hospital. Registration is only 30,000 Ugandan shillings online using Gonza Pay. Kits are available at all Centenary Bank branches, Capital Shoppers outlets, Bread House branches, the Cancer Run office on Zimwa Road, Muyenga, the Rotary Uganda office at Nick Building, and Rotary clubs across the country. The Rotary Cancer Run 2026 is organized in partnership with the Parliament of Uganda, Centenary Bank, Crystal Water, and
NBS Sport, championing Ugandan sport.
Welcome back. The government is subsidizing eco-friendly cooking stoves by 50% to make clean cooking more affordable and accelerate Uganda's transition away from charcoal and firewood. The shift is intended to reduce household exposure to harmful smoke, curb pressure on forests, and cut environmental degradation. Officials say wider adoption of cleaner cooking technologies will require affordable alternatives that can compete with traditional biomass.
There are growing calls for Ugandans to shift from the use of charcoal and firewood for cooking across the country in efforts to reduce environmental degradation and air pollution in densely populated areas. While a few Ugandans have embraced alternative cooking methods, a big percentage is still stuck on the use of biomass, which is curtailing use of cleaner and more sustainable energy sources. The managing director at Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, Roy Baguma, says a small percentage of Ugandan households have adopted clean cooking, while over 96 million are still relying on unsustainable forms of biomass.
We are already discounting prices for these clean energy technologies, acquire them, and make sure that we win ourselves from using charcoal and firewood.
As part of efforts to propel Uganda's transition to clean cooking and expand access to affordable green financing, Eco Group Limited is manufacturing eco-friendly stoves which use reusable and smoke-free rooks to cook instead of charcoal or firewood. The marketing manager at Eco Group Limited, Maureen Katushabe, says the stoves have a durability of over 2 years, which makes them not just sustainable, but more affordable over time.
We are saving environment, we are saving lives, we are saving money, we are saving time. The fact that we are using rocks that are usable up to 2 years, economically we are good.
Anything that takes a lot of time to prepare, it cooks it very fast. We just use only 3 briquettes and also some little charcoal.
The government has partnered with the entity to subsidize the prices of these eco stoves to encourage more Ugandans and small businesses to embrace the clean cooking stoves.
For you to be able to benefit or qualify, you're supposed to have a national ID as a Ugandan or a refugee. A stove that has been 170,000, it has been subsidized 50% for the nationals and refugees. So meaning instead of paying 170,000, you'll be able to be only paying 97,500.
While touring the Eco Group Limited manufacturing facility in Bujuko, Mitiana, Area Member of Parliament Amelia Chambade underscored the government's support towards manufacturers and any companies dealing in environmentally friendly products. She also re-echoed government's stance against any companies worsening degradation in their operations.
She markets her projects or her project here. It will help in reducing on the overconsumption or abusing of the forest.
While the eco-friendly stove is one of the most effective ways to conserve the environment, many Ugandans had not embraced it, citing costs. With government's 50% subsidy, government is encouraging more Ugandans to embrace the stove.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayabwa, has commended the Uganda National Examination Board Chairperson, Executive Director Dr. Dan Odongo, for 10 years of exemplary service marked by integrity. This came as he has officially launched his memoir, Humble Beginnings, today. The book traces Odongo's, or rather Dan Odongo's life journey to his appointment as UNEB Executive Director. Appointed on April 1st, 2016 to replace long-serving Matthew Bukenya, Dr. Odongo said he initially dismissed the news as April Fool's prank. He has since led the examination body to success without any scandal. UNEB Board Chairperson Professor Celeste Obua, who lauded Dr. Odongo for steering the board through challenges with diligence and transparency.
And you never see Parliament quarreling with you and knocking on your door. You consider yourself a successful and diligent performer. Because sometimes for us, we follow even the smallest. But I've not had any questions from UNEB since I became a Deputy Speaker. Let it be questions of accountability, let it be questions of performance. So I must congratulate you, Mr. Dan, and your entire team that you have been working with. I came to the board as a CEO about 10 years ago. I took office on the 1st of April 2016. Somebody said, that is Fool's Day. Are you sure you are going to be the CEO if your appointment is on 1st April? I said, yes, I have the letter here. When I'm not given the job, I will go back to Professor Kwakola and ask why she signed that letter for me to start work on Fool's Day. We have got the support of Parliament. Every time we've gone to Parliament, we presented our issues, and I am happy. We cannot say words enough to congratulate you for this literal work that you've done. It takes patience, it takes time, a recollection of things that happened more than 50 or 60 years ago to be put into book today. What Dan has done is to demystify that, to say we Africans can put our life stories in writing and people can read them.
The National Water and Sewage Corporation has explained the cause of the rampant water outages in Kampala. The utility says ongoing roadworks and power interruptions are damaging water pipes and thus disrupting supply.
Residents across the Kampala metropolitan area have endured months of water shortages, with many questioning the cause of the persistent outages. Speaking during the National Water and Sewage Corporation Media Roundtable in Bugolobi, the Kampala General Manager Mahmoud Lutaya attributed the crisis to damaged pipes from ongoing roadworks and recent power outages.
Our city is going through a lot of renewal, especially when it comes to roads. So working very closely with KCCA and Minister of Works to make sure that the road works that can affect water supply are minimized, and also working very closely with EDCL to make sure that in case there are power outages, again the impact on water supply is also.
He says the disruptions are undermining water and sanitation infrastructure and directly affecting households, businesses and Uganda's broader socio-economic transformation. Lutaya called on the Ministry of Works to work closely with NWSC to minimize damage during construction, noting that while NWC has expanded coverage massively, including the completion of the 160 billion shilling Katosi water project, some areas are still affected as the new infrastructure is upgraded.
As the corporation are doing some short-term interventions so that people are able to receive some water. So there are interventions we're seeing. That's why some places are able to get water today, and then the next day they don't get. Those are done to make sure that as we wait for the project to be complete, at least everyone is able to receive water.
The National Water and Sewage Corporation Managing Director, Engineer Dr. Silva Mgisha, said the corporation has received many complaints about water outages in Kampala and across the country. He notes that over the last 10 years, NWSC has achieved major institutional growth that has transformed Uganda's water and sanitation landscape.
In the last 1 decade, we've grown the connections from 300,000. We are now talking of 1,060,000 connections. And by 2030, we hope to have reached 1.25 million connections.
Engineer Mgisha also responded to social media claims about staff working past the retirement age of 60. He said such extensions are only in mission-critical departments to avoid service gaps.
In National Water, when we leave office, all my young people go and sleep. It is this engineer Miles whom you can call. I call him at 11. His wife says, can I take the phone to him? He takes. We are not in the business of niceties that, you know what. We are in the business, people want water in their homes.
Engineer Mgisha, however, reports infrastructure growth, with the total water network length expanding from 6,000 kilometers to 25,000 kilometers. Customer connections multiplied from 300,000 to 1,060,000 total connections, while assets under management surged from 550 billion shillings to a valuation of 5 trillion shillings.
Start something new, something uplifting, something so effortless and golden. A thirst-quenching burst of sweetness and multi-flavor. So rich and full of memories. It's 100% taste, zero alcohol. Try it. Savor it. Feel it elevate every moment. Sip after sip, gulp after gulp. After all, life's about turning ordinary thrills into golden chills.
Start something malty with the new Evervest Malt Apple and Pineapple. Try the burst of sweetness and malty flavor. It's 100% taste, zero alcohol. Available in a shop or supermarket near you. Evervest Malt. Make every moment golden. Evervest Malt is from the makers of PepsiCo.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha ishe watu yayewa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana amashemero magonka MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 sta manana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo mchisheri za gwijo wanje ninga nchaka ngwasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
Looking for? Make your next vacay an all-round experience at Pineapple Bay. Located on Bulago Island, right in the midst of Lake Victoria. Talk to us today.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
And now having a look at business, hundreds of youths, policymakers, industry players and development partners gathered at Busitema University for Youth Mining Day to explore ways of bridging the gap between Uganda's vast mineral wealth and youth participation in the extractive sector. The State Minister for Minerals, Fiona Nyamutoro, used the event to call on young people to embrace innovation and take advantage of the country's largely untapped mineral resources.
The Youth Mining Day brought together young innovators and key players in the mining industry with a focus on equipping the new generation with the skills and knowledge needed to drive Uganda's mineral sector. The event, which also showcased youth-led innovations and technical expertise, was presided over by the State Minister for Minerals, Fiona Nyamutoro. Addressing the gathering, Nyamutoro challenged young Ugandans to embrace innovation and technology as the country seeks to unlock its largely underutilized mineral potential.
When we talk about the numbers of unemployment, you had all the previous speaker here refer to it as a global challenge, Uganda notwithstanding. The minerals that exist underneath are simply not just an existence of wealth. Those are opportunities of employment in the future.
The minister says greater youth involvement in the sector also requires young people to understand the mineral resources available across the country and their potential contribution to national development.
So our main interest is to see that the young people we are talking about actually fully understand to the core what minerals we have, which ones are critical, which ones should government invest in first. They should be able to help us quantify and lay a clear strategic plan on how the country should move in terms of its mineral exploitation, extraction, and quantification.
Busitema University was chosen to host the event because the future of the mineral exploration depends heavily on technical expertise and a skilled workforce.
This day is extremely important because it helps us to recognize the role younger people can play in our mining sector. The mining sector in Uganda is one of the areas which urgently need human capital to be able to function properly and contribute to the 10-fold strategy of the economy.
Now moving to sport, the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Kazimba Mugaru, has condemned individuals who have turned stealing church land, including land belonging to church-founded schools, while flagging off the Tambula Mengo Run organized to raise 19 billion shillings for the construction of a 9-story building at the Mengo Senior Secondary School. Kazimba noted that much of the stolen church land is meant for sport and recreation.
Today we held our second edition of the Tambula Mengo Run, an initiative that was set to raise funds for the construction of a mega dining hall complex. That mega dining complex has 9 floors and it's intended to seat all our 9,000 learners at a go. We have been having an old dining hall which can accommodate 600 learners, but our total population in school today is 8,600, so that dining hall can no longer accommodate us. So we owe our students a better dining hall to accommodate all of them. They eat while standing and rain disturbs them sometimes, so that's why we came up with this initiative at a time when we were celebrating 130 years.
Even for any other land which is not fit to use, let us do like in Mengo Senior School. So God bless you and keep you, and I pray that the Lord will take care of Mengo Senior School as we continue to celebrate 130 years. This is the oldest school, the senior school, and we pray that all the students who go through the school will continue to be a source of blessing.
Well, that sure does bring us to the end of our news stories this evening. But meanwhile, you can still tune in and catch up with every other program. Just all you have to do is scan that particular QR code and download the MTN TV by Afro Mobile, and you have full control over your viewing experience. But for myself, Victoria Sabatani, as well as Michael Jagwe, and the rest of the team here at NBS Live at 9, we love you. Good night. God bless.
Saturday Night Live, brought to you by Result Great Refreshment. And that makes it time well spent. Club, brewed longer for longer refreshment.
This is really Uganda music.
Yeah.
Oh.